Hi guys, Nick here with Evolution Ag Technology. I want to just make a short video here kind of highlighting Ag Leader's new TurnPath feature. This is an in-command feature, in-command 1200 or in-command 800. If you're running a steady steer or a steer command Z2, this is a feature that can be unlocked through the in-command display. It's a one-time unlock that lives with the display. So if you use the display with multiple steering systems, the display actually, or the unlock actually lives in the display. So right now I'm just waiting for my GPS to converge. But basically what this unlock does is it will allow automatic end of row turnaround. So as the operator, you're still responsible for, slowing the tractor, the vehicle down, raising the implement, but it takes the steering out of the equation. The other nice thing about that is you can program in skip passes. So if you're doing tillage and you've maybe got a smaller tillage implement and you're making, tighter turns, you can program in so that it'll skip passes and come back and fill those in without ever having to touch the steering wheel. All right, so for this demonstration, I'm just gonna go into a guidance operation and I'm gonna choose my Ranger and we're gonna do a 30-foot swath width. Now, one of the requirements for TurnPath is you do have to have a field boundary. Ag Leader recommends using TurnPath with at least a TerraStar subscription, but it can be done with WAS. But the recommendation is TerraStar. So we're just gonna go ahead here and we're gonna make a line. I'm just gonna do a straight A-B line at this point. I'm gonna set my A point. And I'll set my B point. So now I have my straight A-B line. So the next thing I'm gonna do is come down here to TurnPath and I'm gonna turn this feature on. Now we can come into the setup and we can adjust things like how far away from the boundary you want the turn to be, how much you want to overshoot the working area. So for example, if you were planting, it's going to overshoot 4.5 feet with the standard setting before it starts to turn. You can come in and adjust your headland size, and then you can also do your sequencing. You can change which direction the sequence goes. And then you can also do some other modes. There's a harvest mode that kind of does it in more of like a land setting if you're used to like moldboard plowing. You can do skip pass, and then you can also do multiple groups. So you can do kind of a skip pass in one portion of the field and then it'll shift over to the other portion of the field. So for this first demonstration here, I'm just going to leave it with just the standard turnaround. And we'll engage our steering and head off across the field. You'll have to excuse my steering quality. I was not calibrated for going 9 miles an hour, but to get to the other end of the field here, I'm just gonna drive a little faster than what I normally would. So as we approach the end of the field, it's going to give us an audible alarm. I'm going to go ahead and slow down just to make sure that I don't get going too fast around the corner. But when we get to the corner, it's just going to go ahead and take over. And it's going to bring me right back into my next pass. You can cancel that at any time. You can also enable it at any time. So if you're partway through a pass and you want to turn around, or if it looks like it's going to take you past where you want to be and you want to turn around early, you can press a button on the screen to initiate that turn early. Again, when we get to the end here, it gives us our audible alarm as we get closer to the turn. In my specific case, with my wheelbase and my implement width and everything, it wants me to be under 4 miles an hour when I make the turn. I've noticed just through playing with it here that it will still do the turn over that speed, but I'm guessing your accuracy and everything will decrease at that point. You can also see that if you're doing just a very simple operation, it will also turn your coverage logging on and off while it's turning around. So we've done a couple passes there. I'll go ahead and disengage my steering. And I'm going to set it to a skip pass now. And I'm actually going to reset. All right, so now we're back on the initial pass. So I'll come in here and I'm going to turn my TurnPath back on, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it to sequence mode. And I'm going to come in here and I'll just make sure that the sequence is set up the way that I want it. I'm going to go to skip pass instead. And I want the sequence to be to my right because I'm on the left edge of the field. So we'll go ahead and take off here. So the nice part about doing it in this skip pass mode is you don't have to watch the screen and plan or time your turn in to hit that second pass right. Anybody that's done skip passes with guidance before where you don't have the turn path, it can be kind of difficult to judge your turn in for that skip pass because you don't really have anything to go off of. And so in this case, it will make that turn in for you. Again, the only thing that you have to remember to do is raise the implement, throttle the engine back, and then when you're back on your pass again, you're going to lower your implement, throttle back up, or whatever your standard protocol is for that. So now we're in the second pass of this skip pass. So we've skipped one pass, we turned nice and wide, so we didn't hit our implement hitch. We get to the other end of the field here, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to skip one pass. When we get to this far end again, what you're going to see is it's actually going to come back and it's going to start filling those in. And then once this block is filled in, it'll essentially start the next block of skipping passes. And like I said, there are a few different modes that you can enter at this point. The harvest mode and a few other things like that. Now we're going to be filling in that first pass that we skipped. When we get to the end of this pass, that's where it's going to start our next block of skip passes. nutshell is TurnPath. We just covered that whole area, and I didn't touch the steering wheel a single time. So, like I said, I'm really excited about this feature. I'm really excited that it doesn't require any new hardware. If you already have an in-command series display and a steer command Z2 or a steady steer system, it's just a one-time unlock. There's no yearly subscription or anything like that. You know, and then just like I said, the other requirement is you have to have that field boundary, because that's what's telling the display when it needs to make that turn. So it'll work with irregular shaped fields and all of that as well, because it goes off of that boundary. So it should work really good in a lot of different instances. Well, thanks everyone for taking the time to watch this video. Again, my name is Nick. I'm with Evolution Ag Technology. I'm located in Southwest Minnesota. So if you're from that part of the country, don't be afraid to reach out. I can help you with all of your ag leader needs. And happy planting.